See if you guys can see me. Let me know when you get in here if you can see me okay or what's happening. All right. What's up, guys? How you doing? Mic sound okay this time? Everything sound good? We went to Florida for the weekend and kind of got a slow start. I went and picked up a new toy Monday, kind of played with it a little bit yesterday. So, and really the markets haven't done much. You guys, if you watched the last video, in the Discord, I did a long up to 72,000, then got into a short. I'm currently still in that short. It's a smaller short. It's only 2 Bitcoin short, but we have been making a ton of money, guys. If you haven't already, make sure you go down below, hit the Discord link. For some people, it's saying it doesn't work. I don't know. Maybe you got to verify your account or something, because a lot of other people it is working for. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe check if it's not working for you. But anyways, let's see what's happening here. Let's get over to, I'm gonna throw this in the Discord real quick so everybody knows. Doing a live. Go there, get it over here, and then we'll answer questions, go over whatever, maybe look at some other stocks, charts, whatever. But give me 1 second here. There we go. Cool. I think we're good to go. Let me get into the chat here now so I can actually see what I'm doing. Turn down. All right, here we go, guys. Make sure you guys take a second out, smash that thumbs up, helps get the video out. Comment all you want. What's up, Bear and the Boss Lady? Go check out his channel. I actually, we worked together for many years. He does wood carving. He's got an awesome channel. Bear and the Boss Lady, go check him out. All right, so let's take a look at where our current trade setup is right now. And here is our current trade. It's up 8,000, up to 2,000%. Like I said, we got out of our last trade at 72,000. You can see this here. Let me pull up the history right here. Well, I gotta find it. I'm not sure where it's at, but you could join our Discord. I put it all in there. Like I said, I'm not gonna show everything on the channel because I do keep it for my Discord people to check out. But right now we are currently short. I'm not going to tell you where my stops are or anything. That will be in the Discord only. But either way, let's take a look at what's going on in the markets. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. So if you guys remember, I drew this out way back when, right? We talked about this. Talk about getting this dead cat bounce like we did back here. Usually it happens over the spring. The question is, are we getting that bounce from here? Are we going to bounce into, you know, May, April, somewhere in that time before continuation to the downside? Definitely a possibility. And I think we could be at the bounce here, but I'm going to show you a chart where I still think we have a little bit further down to go before the actual dead cat bounce starts. And let me show you that. There's a few ways I can show you that here. So if you guys remember, I drew this out way back. If you go to my X, and I think we started talking about this right around in December, early January, of this being a 5-wave structure, just like the one over here from the 2021 top. Let's see how many people we got in here. Let me move this over. I'm trying to get this. There we go. All right. Sorry about that, guys. So back over. So we're going to zoom into this 5th wave here. And where I think we're at. It could be over here, but I do think we have one more wave down. And let's zoom into that really quick right here. So for those of you that have been following this, this could have been our wave 1, 2 of wave 5, right? We're all in wave 5. This being 3, this being 4, one more low, possibly down to, you know, anywhere from 59 all the way to, you know, 54, 55. Keeping an eye on this RSI is going to be huge. This will let us know when we've probably bottomed, but I do think we are in the 5th wave here. It could take a couple more days, but then is when I think we'll take and make this right here. Let me get back over. Then we'll have this bounce right here after our 5th wave is complete. Again, it could be complete now. That's why I have a smaller short trade in. It's only 2 Bitcoin. You guys have seen me do 10, 20, 30, 40 Bitcoin shorts before, but I'm being kind of leery in here. Wait until we see some more formation and see if this is what's happening, right? But I still think we could go a little bit longer, but what I believe it's going to look like is something like this, right? This is what we've been talking about. Could go all the way into June, you know, just a bunch of ups and downs. You'll see the bulls get super happy, the bears get super happy, the bulls get super happy, the bears get super happy. They always do that right in here, but this being probably just an ABC. If we bottomed here, right? Let's do this. If we've bottomed here and this is a B, right? We're going to make a B here and then a C. What would that look like? Something like, well, let's do this. We're going to go over to this. Whoops. We're going to move this out of the way and we're going to kind of do some measurements on this one and how it went, right? Let's get this stuff out of the way here. And then we'll put it all back here in a little while. Okay. So looking at this, right, let's see how much that retrace was. And again, guys, it's never plays out exactly the same, but we're going to keep an eye on this. Right here, Bad Puppy said Bitcoin is doomed. Don't you understand doomed? I don't care what Bitcoin is. It moves up, it moves down. You can make money both ways. That's what Bitcoin is. It's a way to make some money, whether it's going up or down, right? And again, go over to our Discord and you'll see when at the moments that I make my trades, I post them in there. I'm not like a lot of things you see where guys will only show their wins after the trade's done. They never show you when they get in, when they get out, where they put their side. Never, right? That's all in the Discord, guys. As it's done, not later, not after. I don't wait to see if it's going to be in good shape first, right? But anyways, so this was just above the 382, right? And then was that an ABC? Let's get that out of the way. Remember that 382. We're going to check it on the other one over there. For those of you that are following along, this is huge information here. Okay, so it went down almost to the 1-to-1 extension, but not quite, right? If we put it up to where it went, that would get us the 1-to-1 extension. But let's take a look over here now. Let's say we bottomed here, right? And again, I don't think we have. I think we got one more wave down to a new low first, but we'll see what happens. So if we do get up, it'll be to that 0.382, get us somewhere to the 87, 88,000 range, right? Now, let's say 88,000, right? And then let's take this Fibonacci extension from the top to the bottom. Again, if we've bottomed here and up to that 88,000 level, and that would get us down to approximately 23,000. And if you remember this is saying if we hit the bottom in November, right, which if it plays out like it has in the past, guys, if you haven't already, make sure you smash that thumbs up. I do appreciate it, and subscribe to the channel for daily updates to be able to see what's going on in these markets, guys. I'm the only one that's been giving you the alpha to give you exactly what's going on and warning you of this since way back here when this line was tapped, right? When everybody else was screaming $250,000 Bitcoin. And you got guys out there that been talking about this was the bottom the whole freaking way down. Has it bottomed here? Like I said, it's a possibility, but there's no guarantees. If we look at the RSI down here, right? You had a bottom in December of 2018. Guys, I'm trying to drill this in. Pay attention, right? And pull up your charts. Look at this stuff. So this is the monthly, right? On the monthly, the bottom was in January of 2019 over here, right? The bottom was in December of 2022 here, right? 4 years later. So if we do it, it should end, right? If it's going to keep playing out, which in the bull market, everybody screams 4-year cycle. But when it's coming down, then they don't want to talk about the 4-year cycle anymore, guys. It's crazy. If they want to talk about the 4-year cycle, you got to talk about it both ways. If it's a continuous 4-year cycle, then November is going to be our bottom for this bear market. That means we got all the way till November. Once it gets around November, if you believe in the 4-year cycle and you want to start dollar cost averaging or getting back into the market, then that would be a good spot if you believe in the 4-year cycle. There's a lot of people saying it's different this time. Well, it's different every freaking time. The one thing I want you to think about, and let me know in the comments, is so the early days, right? It was just a bunch of computer nerds doing a bunch of stuff, buying and selling Bitcoin, you know, buying pizza with Bitcoin. But the first real run was December of 2017. That's when like Coinbase and everything got big, and first time they started talking about it on the news once it was at its 20,000 mark, and then average Joes just started buying at the top and crazy and got a bunch of people into it, right? And then you got a bunch of fund managers and stuff in 2021, and you had like Elon Musk and them guys started talking about it. That was this run up, right? And then this run up, banks and hedge fund managers and ETFs and everything got in. What else is there to make it go any higher in this next bull run? This is an honest question. I really want to know what is left, right? Could this have been the fifth wave? We've talked about that. Wave 1, wave 2, wave 1, wave 3, wave 5. So you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then this is just going to be one massive correction, because this was all one big bull market. Now we have one big bear market that could last, you know, multiple years, not just a 4-year cycle. Only time is going to tell. And we should know what's going on in around November, right? And see how price is reacting and what's going on at that point. Let me know what you guys think below. If you think it's just a 4-year cycle continuing, type 1. If you think this time really is different and it's not going to follow the 4-year cycle, press 2. And if you think it's like one big, huge bear market coming, hit 3. To be honest, some whaling world leaders could get in. They're already in, playing with it. They've been playing with it. Look around, man. Look around. Honestly, Bitcoin's... If you guys have followed me for my whole Bitcoin journey, right? Started in 2016, actually. You would know I was the biggest Bitcoin bull. But when reality sets in and you've been around long enough and you watch this stuff and you sit back in the sidelines and it's slow. It is super slow. I don't care what anyone says. Bitcoin is slow. It's really... It's just pure speculation. That's all it is as of now, right? Why is gold better than silver? If you guys have been around for any amount of time, I started talking about in 2019 and up, gold and silver, buy things you can touch. That's why I started telling people when I started realizing what's going on, buy things you can touch, right? Buy things that won't be affected if the electricity goes out. So let's say, I don't know if you guys were around or it affected any area you're in, but back in like 2000, I think it was 2003, we had a grid here on the East Coast shut down for a few days. No power. Nobody could do anything, right? If that was to happen and you had everything in Bitcoin, what would you do? Bitcoin is not that safe of an asset, guys. And you can say the same about banks or whatever, right? If the banks are, you know, offline, they can't do anything. Correct. If you have cash, can you do stuff? Yes, that will for a certain amount of time probably. If you have gold and silver, that will always be able to do something with, right? Think about it in that text, and then, you know, then let me know what you think in the comments. I could be totally wrong. I could be nuts. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. 3 Baron the Boss Lady, 1 David Willis, 4-year cycle. Same Canadian boy says different this time. The cool thing is you can make money either way, right? And my links are down below. If you guys are interested, check out the exchanges. All sponsors of the channel, PrimeXBT being my favorite. If you sign up using my link, you can get up to a 30% deposit bonus. But you have to use my link and use the promo code SAVVY30 bonus. You still get, I think, 20% if you didn't use that, right? So, David Willis, so far your targets have been accurate. Yeah, so far so good. You know, we're just trying to, and again, it doesn't have to play out the exact same. But if you look at what I got here, so I have the Fibonacci retracement on here. Let's see something. Yeah, I have the Fibonacci retracement. Right now, we're getting rejection at the 0.236 fib, right? We came up all the way to the 0.382, came down here. Now, if we get above this and hold, if you get above that 71.8, 72,000 range, then you're going to be looking for this 75. If that breaks, then you could go up all the way up to this 0.618, which is about 78, 79, maybe even the 0.786, right? These are areas to watch for. So that would probably invalidate this, because this would be wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, we would have to get above 86.2 to invalidate this count. We'll be keeping a close eye on it. Look at oil, please. Kind of going sideways, starting to look interesting. Yeah, I mean, it's just doing what it does, right? So far, no cycle has been different about anything. And I'm going to try to get this back to where I had it and get all this stuff lined back up here. There we go. But this is this wave 5. So I had so many people arguing with me about this, right? And I remember I drew this out. Where is it? I'm showing that it was 5-wave structure. I don't have that in there, but there's the big count, right? If that's the case, you know, maybe we could get something like this, you know, this being a big A, boy down here, who knows, big B, and then a big C, and this could take years and years and years to play out, right? I mean, that's how big charts usually play, right? And that would end sometime in 29. I don't know. We'll see what happens there. That's just a wild guess with a huge macro, right? But let's take a look at some altcoins, and then we'll take a look at some stacks you guys want to take a look at. So let's take a look at XRP, right? I told you guys if this line broke here, your next line of support for XRP is going to be down and around the 80-cent range. And after that, you have the 50-cent range. And after that, you know, you go back down into the 25-cent range, 20-cent range. Of course, there's going to be bounces here. But I do want to stress that on the weekly here, we have made the sell signal. The 21, or the 8, the 13, and the 21 EMA have crossed the 55 EMA. And if you go check out just go to my YouTube channel. If you're subscribed to the channel, make sure you're subscribed. Go to the YouTube channel and you'll see my tutorials section. Look for the EMA tutorial and you'll see how accurate that can play out. We are in the weekly have made a sell. When's the last time we really had a sell signal in the weekly? Was way back here, right? And it was at 79 cents, or yeah, 79 cents, and it ended up going all the way down to 29. So way over 50%, right? We had the cross here at $2, so under $1 should be. So like I said, about 80 cents, but I think there's a possibility it goes much lower. ADA, Cardano, we've talked about this for a long time. I had these targets for you. Told you if you pass 51 cents, look for about 9 cents. That's where we seem to be headed now. Will that be the bottom? We'll have to see what it forms when we get down there. Solana, same thing. My first target was 27. When we were up here and this line broke, and I told you guys, when it broke this 169, if it broke that, we would be looking at 27. It came up here. You had the big hype, presidential hype crap for the coin, right? And then continuation down. That 27 doesn't hold. We're looking for about $6. We should get a decent bounce here soon. Maybe it'll be that mid into summer bounce, right? Spring bounce, whatever. But here, Litecoin, we talked about if we broke the 55, look for about 38. We almost hit it. Still got a ways to go though. But see how low the RSI is on all these charts. So it kind of tells me we're close to the bottom before the spring bounce, or you know, somewhere in that. One more thing I want to talk about is MicroStrategy. I drew this out a long time ago. It looks pretty ugly, I know, but I think this is going to be one of the factors that makes this bear market different. And I know a lot of people talk about, well, he doesn't owe the money back for the loans and for 3 years. Well, if his collateral, right, his collateral is this, and this is diminishing, the banks are going to start to get scared. If he ain't got any money left in the company to pay crap, they're going to start calling for their money. The lenders, a lot of them big lenders that dump their money into this for them to use, are gonna start getting scared, guys. The Ponzi is collapsing, if you ask me. Not financial advice. Looks like a Ponzi, sounds like a Ponzi, smells like a Ponzi. You make your own whatever. We can look at their live holdings, right? This is their strategy's live risk or return on investment. Currently they are down $6 billion, $6.3 billion, almost 6.4. Their average cost is at 87.9. Again, you be the judge. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Let's take a look at gold real quick. Gold still lingering around that 2.618 fib. Silver never made it to the 2.618. I'm not saying that it can't, but that would be the next area I'd look for another big pullback if so. But right now, your current, remember guys, anytime things go straight up like this, they come down in a big way, right? Gold and silver aren't immune to it. Right now, your resistance is about 86.4, which is the 1.618 on silver, and your resistance for gold is about 54.28. If you get above those levels on either one, then you got quite a big rally coming for both of them. But as of right now, this is what we're keeping our close eye on. Let's see, do we have a Bitcoin monthly? This is the monthly. Yeah, really nothing too crazily different there. One thing I do want to point out, if you see how much this goes up, about 30% of this drop, right, for this pullback. Let me show you. And I stress this all the time, and people just don't seem to understand. So if we go from this high here to this high, we're getting higher highs, right, in the RSI. But if we look up here, we're getting lower highs on the same peaks, right? That is hidden bearish divergence, saying the RSI is resetting for more downside. I've talked about this for years. A lot of people have gotten pretty good at it, watching for that. But yeah. Savvy is getting addicted to going short because it gives you gains so quickly and you're some kind of hero, but 70% of the time markets are going up. So long it, you can make just as much money if you go on leverage long. I've made a ton of money shorting. I like shorting. A lot of people like longing. It doesn't matter. If you're making a ton of money, who cares? Learn how to trade and make a ton of money. Do it. Jeez. What's up, Colin? What's up, Lewis? Yeah, people call me negative when they just say negative shit all the time. They're negative. Negative people can't tell that they're negative. They're negative. Be positive. Make money. So anyways, all right, any stocks or crypto you guys want to check out? If you do, put the ticker, take a second out first, smash the like and subscribe to the channel. Then tell me what the ticker is and whether it's a stock or crypto, just in case, so we don't have to take a long time with it. If you count wave 5 down like that, for A, the C wave is to 0. What are you talking about? I don't understand what you're talking about. Sorry, I just don't understand what you're talking about. You talking about this ABC? No, then ABC isn't to 0. It's only down to like 20,000. Although I still think there is a good chance. I still think there is so much liquidity here. I think it's going to come down there and grab it at some point, guys. Under 10,000. But we'll see. I see now to 10K. This one? Yeah. Definitely a possibility. Right on, why not invest? All right. So nobody wants to see any certain ticker, any certain stock or whatever. So how many likes we got here? I don't know why it doesn't update on the computer. I'm about to check here. Let's see. 63 likes. Come on, guys. Smash that like button. Oops, you probably heard that. Why don't you announce live before starting? I see it's started without any notice before. Just, I don't know. I guess I could. It's just the program I'm using now. It's easier just to click live now. And I probably could. And what I'm going to do is start doing lives probably, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, or Tuesday and Thursday, and just do them at the same time every day. And then try to get my recorded videos released at the same time. Excuse me, because they've been all over the board, and I apologize for that, but it's kind of tough to, especially when there's not a lot going on, right? It's not enough enthusiasm to want to do a video, and that's why I have the Discord and my trades in there, right? So you guys know what I'm doing, when I'm doing it, how I'm doing it, and it is what it is. So the people my actual followers that follow in the Discord and stuff know what I'm doing. No, I'm not a bullshitter like 90% of these YouTube and Twitter accounts that claim they do all this shit and they don't do it, right? They claim they are great traders or whatever, but they never show their trades in real time ever. Very, very few people do, because very, very few people that are, have these followers. I'm not going to mention any names, but they claim they're these great traders that know all this crap and they're good and they called this and they called that, but they never traded shit. Them guys, be careful. If they're not showing you their trades in real time when they're doing it, they're bullshitting you, period. But what are some of the other things going on we could talk about? If nobody wants to look at any tickers, I can't believe no one wants to look at any tickers. If you're watching on X, go over to YouTube and watch it there, because I can't see your comments if you're commenting on X at all. So if you are, just go over to YouTube. You can look in my X, go to my post where this video is posted and get on there, and then you can check it out. You think gold and silver are topped? I think there's a good possibility they're topped, but I mean, who knows? There's some weird crap going on with that, right? When are you going to be Bitcoin 00? I don't know what you mean by that, but okay. Gareth Soloway. He's one of many. One of many. And a lot of these guys that sell courses or you got to pay to be in their group is because that's how they make money, not by trading, right? By acting like they're trading and you paying to watch. They're acting like they're trading. That's the ones. Anyone charging for that crap, I think, sucks at trading, or else they wouldn't have to charge. There was something I wanted to look at, and I forget what it is now. So Michael Saylor, what's he been saying? Or strategy? No, let's look at Michael Saylor. There's another guy that's been since Bitcoin was up here, he was saying it was going to be going to new all-time highs with the markets. The markets are going up, Bitcoin isn't. It's funny because he's still saying it's going to go to new all-time highs. Not this year, buddy. Not this year. I used to like the guy, but I'm starting to think he's a huge bullshitter. And I heard that he came into my Discord and got people to go to his Discord, but he don't really trade, so I don't care what he does. They'll easily see it soon. I've seen that stuff many a times. I don't see anything real interesting on any of that. Oh. Mars said good short opportunity in my opinion. This will be once we're done with this. Like I said, I still think we got one more leg down. We'll see what happens. You watch this in the 4 hour. Do we see any divergence? Not really. But we do have more room for downside. Let's see if we can get up. We may come up, tag this 55 again at 71.3 or somewhere in there to just wipe out some shorts and then come back down. For the shorter term traders, as you guys know, I'm a longer term trader. I like to build positions also, ladder in. And again, that's all in the Discord. You can see what I'm talking about. Christopher Wheatley, what new toy did you buy? I got another new side-by-side. I wanted an HVAC one with heating and air and power windows. And as you get older, you want a little more comfort when you do things. So we went out on the ice. We took our four-wheelers. There was like a winter fest out here last weekend. And we took our four-wheelers out, me and the wife and a bunch of friends. There was one with a side-by-side and a bunch of them with snowmobiles. We went out riding on the lake and stuff, and you know, we're bundled up as we're on four-wheelers and got helmets and everything, which I will say we were warm the whole time and everything. But when we did stops and you had to take all your gear off and you know, go in and eat, or each stop on the lake, you know, we went to a bunch of different restaurants, bars, things like that. And then you see these guys in the side-by-sides with the HVAC just getting out, putting their coat on because they were riding around in their t-shirt on the lake, right? And I was like, damn, I want to get one of those. So I ended up getting one. So how many trades a day or a week do full-time traders? It all depends. You got day traders that'll do freaking 10 trades in a day. You got swing traders that'll do one trade and it might last days or weeks. It's all different. Crypto sucks ass right now. What's the stock market doing? Why does it suck ass? It's still, you can still make money, man. Learn how to trade it. Dow's down 67, S&P's up 8, Nasdaq's down 2. I mean, everything's boring today, right? Dollar, I think, is still gonna crank, guys. I still think it's gonna crank. Nobody does, and usually the markets do the exact opposite of what the crowd thinks it's gonna do. I'm trying a small long here. Kind of looks like the shape of a bounce could be off. What theory are you using for the bounce though? That's so if it does, again, this is a 4 hour, so let's do this. We could put a trend line here. This is just to kind of show you, you know, these looking for formations works pretty damn well, right? So let's do this. If it was to break up here, like I said, it'd probably go up to right around 72, or this could be an ABC, right? And what do I mean by that? I mean, and that's, you have to be open to either way, right? So if this bounces up, we could get an ABC, and if it went to the 1-to-1 extension, it could be something like that. Let me move this out of the way and I'll give you a more accurate count. Let me get this stuff out of the way also. So this could still be wave 4, right? But just go higher. And what do I mean by that? I mean this here, right? This little one I showed you in here within wave 5, right? Could go up, you know, up to here. That 80s, right? Low 80s that I was talking about, or it could be done here. But let's dig in a little deeper here. Let's throw on the Fibonacci extension. And if this sounds foreign to you guys, keep watching because we talk about it a lot. You can go into the Discord, talk about it with the guys in there, learn a little bit about Elliott Wave and Wyckoff, right? So this being A, this being a B, and then our C would be to the 1-to-1, which would be about 78. So that's where I would look for another short. I may even continue adding till up there because as much money as we made on the last few trades, it really wouldn't hurt. But, you know, I may ladder all the way up to this range, right? And by the time it gets there, you're going to have the 200 EMA is going to be lining up with that if it takes, you know, another 3 to 4 days or so. And then you get your 5th wave down, right? Down to here. So this would, yeah, definitely a possibility here. Most definitely a possibility, but we're going to keep in our short right now and see what happens here. It's a really big sign when you still have liquidity for markets to go up, but the market that is mainly driven by liquidity is not moving up by anything, but anything can happen. That's true. What do you think about the S&P for the first half of 26? I'm trying to learn, Sav. I'm on your Discord. Right on, one hit. Well, the Discord, if people would ask more questions, get in there. And I probably need to do like a couple days a week, really spend more time in there also. And maybe start doing that after the live streams or maybe after the recorded sessions. I'll figure that out. Let me see something here. But yeah, you know what? I will throw out a random promo code today, a $200 promo code. So make sure you're in your, make sure your account's set up with Prime XBT, and if it is, have it ready because I will randomly post it in this chat. And yeah, I'll randomly post it in the chat here. And the first one to enter it will get the $200 promo code. You don't even have to make a deposit to use the $200 promo code. But if you make a deposit, remember you get a huge bonus using my link. So I'll do 2 of them randomly in today's video, so you guys know. I know a lot of people have been asking me for them. I will do a couple of them today. How many people we got in here? 96 viewers. So again, if you're watching on X, come over to YouTube because I can't see the X chat. I can only see the YouTube chat. I can only have so many computer screens on, right? Have you changed your mind on shorter time frame trades? he was thinking of doing that. No, I haven't changed my mind on it. Like I said, I've just been pretty busy. But I will do that, and I want to try to probably do it live in the Discord group, or maybe private to the members only on YouTube, where you can go in there and we'll do some, like, you know, day trading, little quick trades. I still want to do that, but finding the time to do it. But just to show you, like, I like to trade on the 4 hour, 1 hour, which, like I said, my trades are weeks, sometimes days at least, usually. But you can do the same methods in smaller time frames. It still works. Thanks, Blow. Are you trading anything else in BTC? Not right now, but like I said, when I do the day trade stuff, maybe we'll get into more of that and do some day trade stuff with the other stuff. But, you know, why have to keep your eye on 50 things when you can watch one and do, you know, make do with that and do a good job with it? Good evening from Germany. Are we headed towards 40K? I think eventually, but I think we're gonna get the spring bounce if we haven't bottomed already, which I don't think we have. I think we're probably gonna get down maybe to the mid 50s and then get our spring bounce. But again, we'll keep an eye on it, see what's going on. Jason Shapiro, is he a YouTuber? If he doesn't show his stuff as he's doing it, if he only shows after, if he's a trader, if that's, I don't know who he is, but if he's not showing you while he's doing it, he's bullshitting. Nvidia, I haven't even watched it, looked at Nvidia in a long time. Let me see if I have a, I don't even know if I have Nvidia chart. I know I did. I was watching it for a while, but I haven't looked at it. There it was. Ooh. No, there's a little bit of hidden bearish divergence there, but this is on the daily. Let's get rid of all this stuff. Oh, shoot. Get rid of just... Okay. So look at this. On the daily, it is not really showing much divergence there. Let's go into the weekly. It depends on where this week closes, but it may show some hidden bearish divergence here, making a higher high, the price action, and a lower high. And actually, that's regular bearish divergence, but something to keep an eye on, definitely. This does look like a setup for an ABC, and maybe coming down to the 155, somewhere in there. But time will tell. I do KTA. KTA a stock. KTA stock. I think the AI is just a huge bubble, to be honest. Eta crypto. Okay, let's go to Coins account. That's Soul. All right, let's do this. KTA. KTA. US dollar. Let's go. Is there anywhere else? This is a little better. Coinbase. Let's do it on Coinbase. I hate stuff like this. This honestly. So let's go down to the 4 hour. Let's go down to the 4 hour with this. Let's just do this. Real simple. Real simple, like. We can come back and check this at some point. But put a, let's say it breaks up here. It's got to break the 29-cent range. If it does, then we're looking for approximately this is your bullish case. I don't know why that popped up there. This is your bullish case, and your bearish case is super bearish. Let's do this. Here's what to watch for. It could go down to 7 cents. Basically, if you break this bottom trend line right around 23 cents, I'd be looking for the 7 cents. And if you break the top trend line, you'd be looking for about 30 cents. Or yeah, if you break 30 cents, you'd be looking for about 45. Altcoins just pain and suffering. Well, I think there's too much scam in altcoins, and everybody just creates them, and they really don't serve any freaking purpose. Honestly. You're welcome, Tamirsa. Sorry if I said your name wrong. But yeah, that's, you know, that's a possibility. Let's put this back on Solana. Bam. Oh, that's not. So, what is the hell? Why is that so weird? Do I have it on Coinbase? No. Why is this? Oh, there it is. Yeah, it just zoomed out. PLTR. Man, NW, you've asked me to look at that a lot. I mean, yeah, it's remember to put if it's a stock or a stock or not. I don't remember. I think it's a stock, right? Yeah, right there it is. NASDAQ. Okay. Well, look at that. Look at the last time we looked at this was a long time ago. And look at that. We hit our freaking, we hit it. Damn. That was a long time ago. I'm talking maybe a year since we looked at that, right? Crazy. Hit it. Bam. Yes, sir. That was awesome. Hope you made some money on that. That's pretty badass. That's from a long freaking time ago, man. So it was back here, right? Thought it was going to come down, hit this, said to watch for that. And if it broke, look for this. Yeah, beautiful. Could still get a lot worse, though. Could come all the way down to that 98 range, maybe. All right. Anybody else? Stock or crypto? Anything you want to look at? Don't forget, guys, smash that thumbs up. I appreciate it. Also, altcoins are bad, just as bad than an overvalued company worth billions. Everything in the stock market is overvalued, if you ask me right now. IBOV in Brazil is surging. Petro. Remember, okay. Remember, if you're asking me, when you put the ticker behind it, put stock or crypto, so I know where it's at. IBOV, I don't even know if I'll be able to look at that. Whoops, I put OB. Nope. Amaris, yeah, easy. All right, Rose crypto. All right, let's look at this Rose crypto. All right, finance. Coinbase. May get a little pump, and this is I only say this because I've seen this pattern so many times. Right, might get something in this nature, and this being a rising broadening wedge, this could get a nice pump. Again, it's gonna crypto is gonna have to pump for it to do it, but this would be my target unless that low breaks there. And let me show you. Right up in this area, around that 1.5 cents. Unless this low breaks. This low breaks, you're looking at going to test these lows again way down here. But the one thing that is telling me stay away is this right here. Major hidden bearish divergence with them highs. So yeah, I think this thing may be coming back down. Watch that low. Can you look at SU and EMB, both stocks? Yes, get paid on that. Hey, thank you. Right on, NW. Yeah, let me take a look. SU. Suncor Energy. Do you look at it on the New York Stock Exchange or Sun Nation Energy on the NASDAQ? Let's look at Suncor. Holy crap. Obviously, they're riding the AI train, right? Remember this. We're right at that. We're right at that. Obviously, it broke bullish, but this should be the top according to what we were looking at before. I don't even remember looking at it, but apparently I did. So that would have got us right to that. Now let's change this up a little bit now and look at it like this. If that's the case, it could go higher, but damn, it got a bounce right where we were expecting a possible bounce. Let's do this. Let's take this full length here. Let's say all right, those are your areas to watch. Go ahead and throw some labels on there, and then we'll go on to the next one. Again, if you guys are watching on X, please come over to crypto because then I can see which I can see your text. Otherwise, I can't see. I don't know. They probably put Suncor Energy. No, that's an energy stock. It's all good. It's Looking to take profit up 130% on both. Hell yeah, man. Let's see. What was the other one? Where the hell was your ENB? Let's take a look at ENB. So I'm guessing Enbridge. Damn. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Another one. Another one hit our top target. It looks like that thing's topped out. It hit it perfectly. 5183. We hit about 5187. That looks like it's ready to come down in a big way, right? Let's go over to put this in the daily once. Let's go to the weekly because this is a big chart. Go to the monthly. Yeah, it's making hidden bearish, or it's making actually bearish divergence here on the monthly. Looks like that thing's ready to come down in a big way. What the hell is this? Enbridge? What do they do, man? NASDAQ? I got NASDAQ right here. Oops. NASDAQ right there. Looking a little tipsy-topsy, but we'll see. I mean, look at that. All of them. S&P, everything. It's just crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Unreal. I mean, even gold and silver, everything is just insane right now. J225 index. Let me get back over to this. Where the hell is it? J225. I don't know which one you would look at, capital or let's just. Dang. This stuff is nuts, man. Let's go into a smaller time frame in this one. I'm not sure what time frame you're trying to look at, but oh man. This looks like it might have one more pump in it. Let's just go off of this little thing right here. This is going to be more short term. But let's take a look at it. Like I said, I don't know what you're doing with this, if you're trading it or what, but let's take a look. Let's put you some just smaller time frame targets on here. Bam, that one. And let's say it falls down out of this, then you're going to be looking at weekly or daily. It's okay. I'm just taking it. You're wanting a bigger one. Okay. Well, let me just see for now. All right, let's go to daily. So daily is making some hidden bearish divergence here. Look at this on the daily here. Yeah. We've see how today ends, but it's going to be making a higher high. It's looking like this thing should be ready to come down, in my opinion. What's up, noob? How you doing, brother? All right. I think I'm gonna head out, guys. I appreciate you guys stopping in. Remember, I gotta set a real time to do this stuff so you guys know, but I'll try to let you know in advance. I'll post it in the Discord and on X what time I'll be doing the lives. And I gotta get maybe start getting my recorded videos out around 9 o'clock. Maybe we'll start doing lives at around 9. Let me know in the comments, even if you're watching after this was live, let me know in the comments what you think a good time on Eastern time would be. Early morning, mid morning, afternoon, noon. Curious. So pretty curious. Oh yeah. Since you stuck around for that. There you go. Whoever gets that promo code. And you know what? Let's do something else special. There's another one. Have an awesome Wednesday, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I will catch you in the next video. Much love. Peace out. All that good stuff. Make sure you guys smash the thumbs up. Leave your comments. Check out these videos up top if you're watching after the live. And I will catch you in the next one.